Hey everyone, welcome here. I wanted to do a flip through and overview of Abeka Language Arts Grade 1. I am using this with my daughter this year, and we started using it at the end of last year. And I know that this curriculum traditionally has a bit of a reputation for being very traditional, very workbook heavy, and sort of overwhelming. And so I wanted to show you how I modify it to make it work for us, the materials that I bought, and just give you an idea of how the curriculum works. So if it's something you're interested in, but you've heard all this negative stuff, maybe this will give you a different perspective on it. So if you're interested in seeing more, keep watching. So these are all the materials that I have for first grade language arts from Abeka. I have got the 2 workbooks. I have got basic phonics flashcards, mini alphabet flashcards, blend cards A. Now they do call for B. I don't have those, haven't missed them so far. I've got the teacher lesson plans, which I broke up into 4 different books because it was massive and I just didn't want to be pulling that out every day. And then in this file, I've also got the basic phonics flashcards, which you can see here. And we do use these pretty much every day. So I'm going to show you what a lesson looks like and what materials I use, what I do. I also have the readers. Hang on. I had forgotten to grab the readers, but the readers are here. So I'll show you those as well, and I'll show you how I use everything. So these are the teacher lesson plans. And inside you get like suggested daily schedule. It takes you through how they teach phonics, which is important to understand because every curriculum is a little bit different. It literally holds your hand through how to teach this curriculum, which is fantastic. If you are doing grading and things like that, it tells you that kind of thing. Talks about how to evaluate stuff, daily plans, and then you move on to your lessons. Now I'm actually going to flip sort of to the back of the book, closer to what we've been doing lately, and give you an idea here. So you can easily see that tells you the number of the lesson. And then what I love about this curriculum is it's very easy to see what you're going to need for the lesson. So here, these are things you're going to have to write on a board or a piece of paper. And I have a small whiteboard that I write on, and I just write that on there. And then it might say scrap paper for child. I don't use everything. The visuals, this is really helpful. So basic phonics chart, that is in here, and it'll tell you which one, like it said, 7 and 8, and that's that one and that one. So those are the 2 charts. And then basic phonic flashcards 31, so that's these ones. And it'll tell you they're all numbered. You can see on the bottom they've all got numbers. So you get the ones you need. And I do really like these because what we often do is I'll introduce the new special sound to her, and then we read through like the sound and the clue word, and then she'll read 1 or 2 of these on the back and use it in a sentence. And we do that and we review with these. These I've found very good. So it'll tell you to get those, and then it'll say blend practice cards. I have not used those, but you know, I'm sure if your child needed it, you could use this. But I just think that honestly, there's so much repetition in this. You really don't need to do all of the things. This was set up to be used in a classroom, and so not all of the kids were doing all of the things. And yeah, I don't think it really needs to be done. Also, I have these mini alphabet flashcards, but I really got these to use with my younger daughter. My daughter now does not really need this. Like, if you need a kid who's still mastering, they might use these at the beginning of the course, but they're not really going to use them going forward. And so if you just have standard flashcards at home already with alphabet on them, I wouldn't bother buying these. Like, they're not super expensive, but if you can use just normal ones. So there's that. Then you go onto your phonics review, and it'll tell you, like here it says to review the chart. There's phonics instructions. So this is in introducing new concepts. And then you've got some more here. And then here it points out, see it's got this little pencil and it's referring back to there. So those words you wrote out, they're going to get the child to circle special sounds and mark the vowels. That's like something they do basically every lesson. And then this part is the application and review. Sometimes we do this, sometimes we do not. So you dictating to them and them spelling things out. And then they'll be prompted to sit down and do their seat work, which is their workbooks. And then they've got some review here, but that's not something that we do. I don't find it necessary. So that is what we do for a lesson. I'll do whatever's in there. It's usually pretty quick and easy, done in like 10 minutes. And then she'll do her reading. Now, this is where I don't really follow the book nearly as much. We don't use the reading comprehension guide, or like I don't do any testing or anything like that with her for any of this. So this is meant to be done 5 days a week. And on the 5th day, they would have their test. That's where I do something different with the reading. So like reading, what I typically do with her is, here it says read Tiptoes page 1 through 5. That's for AM reading. And then I'll look down here and it'll also say read Tiptoes page 6. And so instead of reading just 1 to 5, I'll get her to read 1 to 6 to me. And then in the PM reading, it usually tells them to read from the handbook for reading, which is this book here. I do this maybe like once a week with her because I just feel like it's overkill a lot of the time. So on the day where she would typically be getting tested, when we're not doing that, I'll do this because we've got a bit more time, and I'll incorporate that. So I only do this usually once a week, and she'll still do her reading. But I don't, like, if I feel like she's got the concept, I don't go crazy with it. I'm going to show you now her workbook. So these are the workbooks. This is letters and sounds. You can see there's like coloring. She's done some of this already, obviously. I'm going to skip to where we're up to. This is lesson 44, and pretty much every day they'll be asked to circle special sounds and mark vowels. It's a big thing that they do all the time. And then circle the picture word. So there's reading in here. See, special sounds to be done. Circle the picture word. Write 2 rhyming words. There's a lot of rhyming word practice in here. I'm just kind of going to skip through and show you. Mark the vowels, match the compound words, circle special sounds, divide between double consonants. So this is very much, it's called letters and sounds for a reason. You'll see in the language book, there's a lot more writing. This one is a lot more like figuring out sounds, identifying compound words and things like that. And there are 170 lessons in this curriculum. So it's 1 page a lesson from each book. So it's not too much, I wouldn't say. There's still fun things like coloring. She loves it. There's that. So this is near the end. Here's the end, the last one. Circle the special sounds, mark the vowels, and then find and circle each summer word. So lots of fun activities in this one. And then in language 1, there's a lot more writing, and it increases as the year goes on. So there's a lot more reading comprehension in this one. Like here it says, look at the picture, finish the sentences. How many syllables are in each word? Here they're using suffixes. Right, rhyming words. See, there's a lot more writing in this. And that increases as the year goes on. It's still fun and colorful. Again, just 1 page per lesson. And then I'll show you, there's like these cute little certificates you can give them. This is the last one for the year, and it says write sentences using these words. So there's very little grammar in this. I would say the only sort of grammar is just that a sentence. What a sentence is, exclamation marks, question marks, full stops, that kind of thing. But there's no like nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Nothing like that. It's just focusing on phonics and very, very basic grammar. So those are the workbooks. And then you've got the readers. And the readers, this is your handbook for reading. My daughter's actually read through this one already. This is fun with pets. You can see there's a bit of reading in there. There are activities. I do not get her to do these activities. I don't want her writing in these. This is too expensive. Tiptoes is where we're up to at the moment. And these ones have got some like comprehension questions at the end of the stories, and she loves me asking those. So these are very short stories in this one. And there's stepping stones. and it gets progressively like longer, but the same sort of format with stories and comprehension questions. There's like words to look out for and practice words. Like here you can see words to watch for: once and window. Words to practice. There's like some fluency pages. I'll just go, so there's, I can't remember how many in total, but there's a lot. This one I can tell that a lot of people didn't get to the end of because it's not very well used. I bought these used. This one feels like brand new. So this one, you can see a story there. They're quite long. For the end of the first grade, they're reading pretty well. And there's also this Bible reader, and I have no idea how this is incorporated. I haven't actually looked into it. But there's also a Bible reader. So those are the materials that we have and use, and so far it's working super well for us. I really hope that was informative and helpful for you and gave you an idea of how you can use this curriculum and adapt it to work for your family and your child. If you do have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. But I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
The world had more of your smile. What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars,